Good morning, good morning. Y'all slept the whole night through. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, whoever sees me. Good morning. I'm just singing to myself because ain't nobody in here yet. But, yeah. I'm away all summer. Hey, Jilly Bean. Good morning, girl. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Shazzy Wolf. Yeah, I'm good. What's up, Powder? What's up, Shell? Good morning, y'all. How is everybody doing? Thank you, Mama. Sorry, I didn't want to blow that out on camera if they get me. Thank you, Jilly Bean. Good morning. You're ticked. Did you listen to the fucking podcast? Because, girl, me too. That's what we're about to listen to, too, is the Pretend podcast. Because, honey, I must have scratched it in my sleep. I had it healed, y'all. This little bump always comes back. It always comes back, man. And I had it healed, but I guess I must have scratched it in my damn sleep. I can't ever get that thing to go away. I hate it. I listened to about 20 minutes of it. It made me mad. It made me mad because I had such high hopes that this podcast was going to be different than the other ones we had heard since he, interviewed some of the creators. But no, I really think he's trying to make it sound like we may be crazy. We're going to listen to it here, Jilly. Hang on, guy. You guys, I said, hang on, guy. Hey, Powder, you heard it, so you know. Made me mad. It's 2:30 here. I'm sat in the garden enjoying the sun. It is 8:42 where I'm at. It's pretty, though. It's not too hot yet, so I want to try to start doing this every morning, like come on early in the morning when it's not too hot, because I don't like going live in my house. People are so crazy on the internet. I'm like, what if they reverse search what this looks like? Exactly why I waited to watch with you, not giving him views. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Well, let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it.
I actually have no idea where we're going with this, but
I'm 20 minutes in.
I was like, I wanted to hop on a call with you because I'm like,
thank y'all. Also, y'all make sure you're grabbing your little heart me's. I know they do something. I think it like tears you up or something, because I do it in Audrey's live and it gives me like a fan club thing or something. Thank you, Pam. So make sure you get your little heart me's. Thanks, guys. All right, let's go. Thank you for the gift. Thanks for tapping the screen.
you really can't mistake that voice. Gypsy Rose Blanchard somehow became the most beloved convicted murderer in America.
Can you even?
Half of the country loves her. The other half never forgave her. Maybe you've watched the HBO documentary, Mommy Dead and Dearest.
That's another thing, is from my understanding that HBO sponsored this podcast. So just saying. So now we have, if that's true, we have HBO who's in on it. Andrea Dunlop, when we know her words are worth shit. Look at what she did to her sister. And then she built a whole platform around it. You know what I'm saying? So all this, This was so, I really feel like this was so Gypsy could talk about her crime, get paid for it, and then people couldn't say things like, oh, you went through that Facebook, you were reliving your crime. That's what it was. She found somebody who would go over it for her and let her explain. That's what I think.
Gypsy was in a wheelchair. She had leukemia, and she was having seizures, and she had to be tube fed.
And then gradually that story fell apart.
Things are not always as they appear.
Or maybe you discovered her story from the Hulu series, The Act.
my best friend. All she wants to do is keep me safe.
Gypsy! Or you could have binged her reality TV show on Lifetime.
I don't want people to look at you like, this is Gypsy Rose. She's famous for killing her mother. Shouldn't
that
be
was her
famous
whole
for
plan.
something like that.
Exactly.
To be famous.
I hate that F word, famous.
Chances are you just kept seeing her face pop up on your For You page.
I went to prison for 8.5 years because my own mom.
Isn't it wild to hear her say things like, oh, I don't want to be famous. I don't think I'm famous. And now we've heard those prison calls, and that's all she was worried about. Hell, she was like, I'm going to be just like Casey Anthony and all those other famous murderers. Thank you, Liz. She said, except it'll be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And she was right. She was right. She is right there with all those other infamous murderers now. That's
oh my God.
Or
hell
maybe
is
you've
that?
been living under a rock and don't know who the heck
There's a
I'm
bug
talking
over there,
about.
girl. Thank you,
So
Starry.
here's the short version. Gypsy Rose Blanchard spent 23 years in a wheelchair, hooked up to a feeding tube, breathing machine, had her teeth yanked out,
23 years.
put under for surgeries that she never needed, told she had cancer, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy, leukemia, you name it.
He said that Gypsy said she had been in a wheelchair for 23 years. Now, I've never heard that one. I've always heard she didn't get into the wheelchair till she was 9. Thank you, Shaz.
Turns out that was the cure because when
Grandma,
police
baby.
found her,
Thank you, Dad.
she had walked out of the house on her own, and all those health issues, poof, they were gone.
I've been incarcerated for 8.5 years. I will be released on Thursday.
In December of 2023, Gypsy Rose Blanchard walked out of a Missouri prison after serving less than 10 years for the murder of her mother. And America lost its mind.
Yeah, we did.
People were curious, like genuinely curious.
So, hold on. Les says she wonders how much she paid him. Thank you, Sin Mommy. So I know, it's the porch, girl. You gonna have to come over with Shell and we'll chill on the porch. But I know that when he interviewed a certain person that they did ask, like, are you paying people to do this? And he said it wouldn't be ethical if he paid them to do the interview. Now, do I think after his videos get views and start rolling, do I think he's going to cut her a check? Oh, most definitely. Thank you, Starrin. I most definitely think she's getting paid.
TikTok and social media accounts blew up, millions of followers just within days of her release. So yeah, America's sweetheart is also a convicted murderer.
America's
And
sweetheart.
depending on who you ask, she's either the most sympathetic person alive
so cool.
or the most
Thanks, girl.
dangerous woman
Thank you,
on the
Starrin.
internet.
Thank you.
POV, one Halloween decoration.
Yeah.
turned your whole
So as you can see, this is already starting to sound like some BS.
Way too early.
Also, keep in mind that this man said that he went over the FOIAs and that he read the medical documents. America's sweetheart.
You know Gypsy Rose Blanchard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all a lie.
What do you mean, what part of it's a lie?
The fact that her mom did all that to her and like made her get these surgeries and like all of it, it was just a defense. But it's all a lie.
How long do you guys think it'll take for everyone to turn on Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Because you guys love her right now. Like, that's your slay queen.
Have you guys seen all the backlash? She should have kept her locked up. No shit. Y'all were the ones that tried to make her famous.
I followed you back.
For ending her mother's life.
Someone else is going to do something horrible, and their excuse is going to be, well, she got away with it.
Yeah.
Well, now look at all the money that she's making off of it.
That sounds like Quiche a little bit, didn't
The
it?
official
Listen.
story, the
Well, she got away with it. Well, now look at all the money that she's making off of it.
And that is right. That is right. Mackenzie Sharilla trying to be just like Gypsy, trying to trail right behind Gypsy and have her little social medias and all that and make her little paper. Gypsy set the tone for a lot of other murderers, young murderers. That's what I think. There are going to be many people who commit those kind of crimes and then they try to turn it into $1. That's what's going to happen.
The official story,
Yeah.
the one that the media told us, is that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a survivor, a victim of one of the most extreme cases of medical child abuse this country has ever seen. Gypsy says that she underwent approximately 30 different medical procedures forced upon her by her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. Pick a disease, any disease. Chances are that Dee Dee told a doctor that Gypsy had it. Rare diseases like chronic conditions, terminal diagnosis. By the time Gypsy was 8 years old, her mother had checked nearly every box on that list, and the doctors believed it. Because why wouldn't they? She showed up with a bald kid in a wheelchair who couldn't walk, couldn't eat, could barely function without her mother right there. And I've combed through Gypsy's medical records, which were posted publicly on a true crime content creator's Patreon page.
Fancy.
Her mother, Dee Dee,
Fancy
claimed that
page.
Gypsy had already been through 4
Now,
eye
look.
surgery.
He's saying that he was able to see Gypsy's documents by going to Fancy's Patreon. That's where they're posted. Is Fancy has them posted on the Patreon. Now, I do find it interesting that Gypsy didn't give him the medical records, especially since she has the records from, like, there's a bunch of records from Louisiana people haven't seen, you know. So it's interesting he had to go through Fancy to get the records instead of asking Gypsy, you know what I mean? So it was made before the phone calls came out. Yeah, this had been in the works. Because the T page with T, she said she got a message way back in June from the Pretend podcast wanting to know if she would do an interview. Thank you, JJ. I don't know if I can post this on YouTube because I'm playing so much of his podcast. I don't know. I'll have to kind of see if I can do that. We'll see. Didn't he make a post saying that the phone calls made things a little more complicated? I think so. I think he did. But thank you, Lisa. When I play this, you're going to hear him talk about some of the medical stuff. Now, he claims he has these medical documents. So I'm very confused as to why the frick he's just repeating what she has said when you have the documents in front of you.
To correct a crossed eye that kept coming back. A feeding tube inserted directly into her stomach because Dee Dee said that Gypsy couldn't swallow properly. A procedure to remove her saliva glands in her neck because Dee Dee said that Gypsy drooled too much.
Now, he said he has those medical documents, and in the documents, it says that Gypsy told the doctors that the Botox that they had been putting in her salivary glands, it worked for a little bit, but that it wasn't working anymore. She said she had started to drool and cough again. That is in her medical records where Gypsy tells the doctor this. Yet he doesn't mention it at all. He continues with the bullshit and says that Dee Dee told them she needed to have them removed when that is not true. Why he ain't talked to you, Ash? I honestly think it may have been because my account got taken down, you know? I mean, he reached out to people in June or somewhere in June. My account was banned by June 19th, I think it was, June 20th. So I really think he probably might have tried to, but how you gonna find me when my account was gone? You know what I'm saying?
And a surgery where surgeons literally wrap part of your stomach around your esophagus to stop acid reflux.
It's okay. I don't mind. It's cool. He talked to a lot of really good creators, point blank. There are a ton of other creators he did talk to, and all of them are on point. They will all clock shit so quickly. So I'm just glad that happened. I'm glad they put some good people on there who have done their research, read through everything. He really picked some good creators. That's all that matters. That's all that has ever mattered. As long as the truth is getting out. Thank you, Cassava. That's what matters. You know what I mean?
Because Dee Dee said that Gypsy drooled too much. And a surgery where surgeons literally wrap part of your stomach around your esophagus to stop acid reflux. All of this on a little kid. The medication list and these same records run over a page. Anti-seizure drugs that she's been on since she was 3 months old. Valium for pain delivered through her feeding tube. Asthma inhalers, steroids, allergy medications. And then there's this one. Someone documented in her allergy list that Gypsy had an anaphylactic reaction to processed sugar. Anaphylactic reaction to processed sugar, as in sugar, the thing that's in basically every food on earth. A life-threatening allergic reaction to sugar is not a real medical condition. It doesn't exist. But somehow...
This is the Pretend Podcast. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. We're at 13K. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Lottie. Thank you, Miss Princess.
It made it into her medical chart because Dee Dee said so. And nobody questioned it. And the teeth. By the time Gypsy was a teenager, her teeth had rotted out and had to be removed. A young girl wearing false teeth, riding around with a shaved head in a wheelchair. That's the official story. But an entire community online...
You notice he said she was walking around with, thank you, Brooke, with rotted teeth. But then in a minute, he'll talk about how Dee Dee had her teeth just yanked out for no reason. Bro, you literally just said that her teeth were rotted. And in the medical documents, it says that she had poor dental hygiene and a lot of decay. Good morning, good morning. I'm listening to some of this pancakes and I was already mad. I know, girl, it made me, I was mad too. I was like, here we go again with this bullshit. Nothing different, same old story.
That was a lie. They flipped the whole narrative around. Suddenly, it was Gypsy who was the manipulator. Gypsy, who fooled the doctors. Gypsy, who used her voice, her looks, her tears to con everyone around her, including her mother. And let me tell you, this community is not small. They're very loud. I've spent the last few months trying to figure out which side was telling the truth. And spoiler alert, it's a lot more complicated than either side wants to admit. You are listening to the Gypsy Rose Obsession. I'm Javier Leyva, and this is Pretend. Stories about real people pretending to be someone else.
I felt when he posted his first little post showing with the thank you polyester, thank you guys for the gifts, and thank you for the taps. We're almost at 20K, baby. Let's get it. So when I saw the title to his podcast, that's when I started losing hope. Like, I had a lot of hope. Hey, Jilly Bean, thank you. I had a lot of hope that this was going to be good. Hey, Artsy, thank you. Thank you, Missy K, that this was going to be different, that we were going to see a new side of things. We were going to see somebody that was going to call her out. Thank you, Artsy. But I've lost a little bit of hope. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've lost some hope on this. But this is just the first episode. There's supposed to be a couple more. I'm just ready to hear the creators. I want to hear what the creators are going to say and how he responds. That's what I want to hear. Andrea asked him to help. I figured it was something like that. I don't know. Alexandra. Okay, Alexandra said, no, Andrea asked him to help her and asked him to help Gypsy. I have thought that's what I said like a month ago when this was first coming out. Like, the connections here, it's too many coincidences. Him knowing Andrea Dunlop, and we know what her whole deal is. Like, she built a whole platform off of her sister not having Munchausen by proxy, but Andrea is convinced she does, so she built a platform around it. And then we have HBO, who supposedly sponsored this. Thank you, Miss Cat. And now we have this guy. There's too many connections to people who have in the past gassed her story up. You know what I mean? It's too many connections to those people. I don't think we're going to hear anything different other than Gypsy having the chance to sit around and talk. Thank you, Lizzie. And talk about her videos that she sent Nick and stuff like that. They just gave her a platform. Thank you, Lizzie, to explain this shit away. That's how I feel. Thank you, Edith. That's all this was done for. Is so Gypsy can explain away the BS. That's it. When I don't think we need an explanation. A lot of us watch those videos. We've heard the phone calls. We've read the evidence. All of it is pretty self-explanatory. Anything that Gypsy says, thank you, Miss Princess, she is going to lie. She is going to lie and try to make herself look innocent and everybody around her guilty. That's all it's going to be. Let me see if I can fast forward this. Okay. Okay, hold on.
We promise a tenfold refund if it doesn't work.
No one interviewer has the balls to ask her, get Piers Morgan to sit down. Well, here's the thing is I'm almost positive that Gypsy goes over the questions she is going to be asked and she approves which questions they can ask. You see what I'm saying? I don't think she goes into these interviews and they are just able to ask whatever. I don't think that's how it works. She goes and she allows them to ask certain things, and it's usually the same old shit that has already been asked. That's why every documentary, every interview we see, it's like a wash, rinse, repeat. It's just the same shit over and over. Yeah, it's out. The first episode's out. Here we go.
Can you believe it? Summer's almost over, and now we have to get ready for fall. And August is the best time to start planning your new wardrobe. You guys already know I'm a big fan of Quince. I just love Quince because it's really made out of great material. Things are starting to fit perfect. Not the middleman. T-shirt.
Damn.
10 pot.
It's a long ad.
It's like, I didn't agree with her decision to murder her mother. Victim.
Sorry, can y'all hear me? My phone rang. Can y'all hear me? Make sure. Sometimes it'll mess it up. Okay.
Oblivious to the outcry against Gypsy Rose Blanchard. To me, I have always considered her a victim of Munchausen by proxy. That poor girl. I can't even imagine what her childhood was like. I mean, I didn't agree with her decision to murder her mother because no one deserves to be murdered, but I can't imagine why she resorted to violence.
Yeah.
I just assumed everyone felt that way about her. But boy, was I wrong.
Hello, it's Andrea Dunlop, and today on Nobody Should Believe Me, we have a very special episode that is a full circle moment for me, my conversation with Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Andrea Dunlop.
His whole pod. So, okay, let me read that comment. Where did it go? He says he's a journalist. So if you go to his podcast, his thing says that he what does it say? Let me go right to his page real quick. But it says something. Pretend podcast. I don't see it on here, but it did say something about, busting out scammers, con artists, and shit like that. But now I don't see that on here. But I don't see how this, I don't know, this is just weird. How are you have this podcast that, goes after con artists and all this crap, but then you have Gypsy Rose on here and you believe every word she says. You're not a trusted source.
Released a 2-part interview with Gypsy
it did say
on
that,
her
but I don't
podcast,
see it now.
Nobody Should Believe Me. If you've never listened to Nobody Should Believe Me, go check it out because Andrea has 7 powerful series bringing Munchausen victim stories to light.
I didn't see it.
I remember a lot of people asking me, are you going to interview her? Like, why hasn't she been on your show?
Honestly, I couldn't believe that it took 7 seasons for Andrea to interview Gypsy because Gypsy Rose Blanchard put Munchausen by proxy on the map. I didn't even know Munchausen by proxy.
I do not think Gypsy Rose put Munchausen by proxy on the map. Gypsy Rose put her mama murder on the map is what it is. She is a well-known name with Munchausen by proxy because she is the first alleged victim of Munchausen by proxy to kill their abuser. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody who has ever been a victim of Munchausen by proxy has ever done that. But Gypsy Rose has. And what's his name? Mark Feldman. Mark Feldman said she was an anomaly to the Munchausen by proxy diagnosis because of this. Just saying. Yeah, her mom was never even diagnosed, but yeah.
It was a thing until I heard about Gypsy's case.
She's not a victim. I don't think she is.
Gypsy's case has brought a lot of awareness. I think that she is actually a very articulate representative of it and is very thoughtful in the way that she sort of explains it and explains her healing process in the after.
Look at this big ass bug. This is what I've been hearing. Oh gosh, how do I show you? I ain't getting over there. Fuck you. I ain't going over there. That thing's huge. I think it's big. It's like this big. I've been hearing it buzzing. So if y'all see me take off running,
when people think about medical child
cicada,
abuse,
you know
they
why.
think of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's the poster child.
This should not be on Gypsy's shoulder. She is a person. Mm-mm. We should not put the onus on one person to be a representative or an advocate for a form of abuse just because they've experienced it.
I was curious about Andrea's interview with Gypsy, so I listened. And then I started reading the comments, and oh boy, I could not believe the backlash. Let me read some of these comments to you. Are you kidding me?
I saw that.
You call yourself an advocate, but decide to bring a murderer on your podcast? I can't sit by as we make martyrs out of murderers.
Yes.
As a longtime listener, I'm extremely disappointed by the lack of real research on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Andrea, all your credibility has done shot out the window. You just ruined your career by not doing your research. She lied about everything. Hundreds of comments just like this. This was my first exposure to the anti-Gypsy community. So I started going down that rabbit hole. What research were these people talking about? What were Andrea and I missing from this conversation? And before I knew it, I found myself in the deep end.
Every single thing you've ever heard out of their mouths about this is a lie. Okay, so for all these years, we've been told this story of just massive abuse. She didn't need any of the things that were done to her. She has no long-lasting effects, all of that, correct?
Who's that sound like? Do y'all notice that voice? Let me replay it a little.
We've been told this story of just massive abuse. She didn't need any of the things that were done to her. She has no long-lasting effects, all of that, correct?
Right.
That's a lie. That's all a lie.
Suddenly I started seeing some questionable things online and asking myself the same questions. inconsistencies in her stories, home videos that nobody was supposed to see, a version of Gypsy Rose Blanchard that looked nothing like the girl that I thought I knew. It was enough for me to pump the brakes. Did we all get the Gypsy story wrong? Was everything I knew about this case a lie?
Yeah.
So I had to go straight to the source, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy and I exchanged a few emails, and within a few hours, I'm not kidding, we were on a call. I was unprepared for this conversation, and it took place very early on in my research. I have to be honest, I thought she was lovely.
Yeah, going straight to the source. I had to go straight to the source. You mean the source that has been lying this entire time? I find that just insane. Insane.
Know about you is the HBO doc, right? And so I was like, I had no idea that there was this like other world.
It's
like
insane.
you're living in it, but I had no idea. You know?
Oh, it's insane. It's called the Gypverse.
Oh, like the verse, like the Marvel
Yeah,
verse.
like
Now, I just find it odd she brings up that, oh, yeah, all the anti-creators, it's called the Gypverse, when she has a whole damn Discord for her little cult that she calls the Gyp Babes. So, and she conveniently leaves all that out.
Yes, like the Marvel verse. So it's two communities,
Javier.
and one is pro Gypsy and one is anti Gypsy.
Which one's louder?
Risk scales with every employee email. Regulatory fines, inconsistent branding. Does your...
I mean, I would say that the anti-Gypsy side is probably the loudest, and I think that goes for any sort of hater community. So a lot of times, if someone posts a video in support or just having a neutral opinion, you can't even have a neutral opinion about me because you will get death threats.
You're walking into the crosshairs,
Yes,
right?
yes, you're walking into literally a war zone between these two communities.
This pisses me off, the way she tries to make creators who make content speaking out against her sound like, oh, it's a war zone. They'll do this, that, and the third. When she has a whole fucking clan that fucking reports creators. And I think she probably reported a bunch of us when she found out that they were going to be interviewing us for this podcast. I think she probably really ramped up on having people reported. But I just think it's crazy. She acts like, oh, we're crazy. You go to war with them. When, hello, have you fucking met her friends that sit on live for her? Please.
And without even knowing it, right?
Without even
because
knowing
because if you're if you're in the pro Gypsy verse, you're sympathetic
I was too,
to
Melissa.
like the abuse that you face and all that stuff, and like it would never even cross your mind that there's this other universe that will just pounce on you.
Right.
The internet did what the internet does. Her nose was too big.
Gypsy Rose has been spotted for the first time since her nose job. And it turns out...
Did y'all hear him say that people were talking about her looks, like her nose was big, and then it cuts and it goes to talking about her getting a nose job? That had nothing to fucking do with us. That girl was planning. Thank you guys for the gifts. We're at 33K. I appreciate the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that girl was planning to get cosmetic surgery in prison. You know what I'm saying? Dude, we didn't have anything to do with it. And if you ask me, I think she changed her nose, like she got the stuff done to her nose because Gypsy is trying to change her facial features. Thank you, Proud. She is trying to change her face so she doesn't look like she has the facial features of someone with 1Q2 1.1. But yeah, we didn't have anything to do with her damn nose getting done. That wasn't us.
She didn't just get a nose job.
Yeah, did we make her get the lip filler too?
The same teeth that her mother had yanked out when she was a kid became content too.
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist for my
See what I'm saying? The teeth she got yanked out as a kid, he said he went through those medical documents. The medical documents talk about her poor oral hygiene, the fact she had decay, and you can go look at pictures from Gypsy from the time she was a small child till she gets older, and she was young as hell, silver caps on all these hoes. You know what I'm saying? And throughout all of her pictures, you can see where her teeth start to gap. You can see the damn the what's it called, plaque. You can see the plaque on them, that they are yellow and they have become to space out. Like her mom didn't do that. She did that. She did that shit.
She can't even post pictures with
Sucking
her
on
in
the
a
bottom for
swimsuit
24
without
years.
getting comments.
Gypsy Rose is up early around 6:30 a.m. this morning, posting herself in a two-piece bikini.
Content creators mocked her voice.
Hey, babe, can you do your Gypsy Rose impression for me?
D is fire! To kiss the frog, to meet the prince. I'm on a high right now. You can't bring me down. Right now, he's eating a brownie. And later, he won't be eating me.
Also, I thought it was interesting that when he showed us like the trailer or the clips for this podcast, he showed the video of Gypsy. But on here, it is this picture the entire time. Y'all make sure you're getting your little heart me so you can tear up and do your little fan stuff. Make sure you are clicking it. And thank you guys for tapping the screen. We're almost at 40K. Oh.
People impersonating her became a trend on TikTok.
Can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
I was wearing a wig in a lot of my videos because last year and the year before that, like, I bleached my hair so much because I was so excited to try new things with my hair that I didn't, realize that bleaching was going to fry it as bad as it was.
Y'all, she was dyeing her hair in prison. She was dyeing her hair in prison. They had a whole little cosmetology thing that Gypsy was going to, and she was getting her hair done. So all this, I didn't get to mess with my hair. She cut her hair in prison. She did all kinds of little stuff with her hair in prison. And if you remember when she shaved her head, she shaved it and then let it grow out a little bit, and then she went back and shaved the fucking edges all the way to her scalp. All the way to her scalp. So no, I don't think this had anything, thank you Onward, to do with dye. I don't think it had anything to do with dye.
So unfortunately, my hair was down to almost to my butt when I got out of prison, and I had to shave it all off.
I don't know if she did cosmetology while she was in prison, but she definitely told Ryan that when she got out that she was thinking about doing cosmetology. And there is an email where she actually, thank you guys for the gifts. I don't want y'all, I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just trying to tell, I'm sorry. Thank you guys. But she told him she didn't think she was even going to be able to stand and do hair due to her diagnosis of scoliosis. It hurt her back, her knees, all this, that, and the third. So she definitely had plans to do something with cosmetology. And even now, we just saw a post from her a couple of weeks ago saying she was going to get into school to do makeup.
And, the anti-side was like, well, wouldn't that be a trigger for you?
Oh, I know.
And the logical side of me is, of course, wanting to defend myself and being like, do you want to walk around with fried hair? It's kind of a necessity. So I used a wig for a couple of months.
A year?
I'm just starting to kind of be okay with this being my authentic self.
For those of you listening,
now, how many times have we heard her say, this is my authentic self? Hold on. Here, y'all listen. I got to get my kids something real quick.
On the podcast feed, Gypsy is sporting a pixie cut.
Yeah, actually, this happens.
My parents didn't finish college, and I was the first person to go to college. It was such a long road with school. Sometimes I felt like I would
my
never
son
finish.
just got back in
And it
town
wasn't
yesterday.
until-
I think I told some of y'all that my kid had been in Mississippi for the summer with his dad, and he just got back yesterday. I was so happy to see him. That's a long time, a month. Woo! Thank you guys for tapping the screen. Thank you for the gifts. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rewind it.
My
I missed a little
authentic
bit.
self.
Oh,
For
yeah.
those of you listening on the podcast feed, Gypsy is sporting a pixie cut. More mature,
Yeah. So
How old are you now? I know you're not supposed to
I'm
ask a
going to
woman.
be 35.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
You're not supposed to ask.
She probably struggled saying that. She didn't want to tell nobody she was actually 35, especially since she has all these people believing that she's a lot younger than she is.
A woman that, but I was curious. A lot has changed since being
remember the
released
age?
from prison 2 years ago. She's been married, then she got divorced.
I know.
And now she's a mother. She has this whole new life. And her only career really is being Gypsy Rose. One of the main criticisms against her is that she...
No, actually, we are the voices. There are some people who think she was a lot younger because of how she portrays herself, even in the book. In this damn book, if you've read her book, the timeline skips around, and I think it does like that because she's trying to make them believe that this stuff was happening when she was younger, when she was actually in her fucking 20s. You know what I'm saying? So there were many people who didn't realize that girl's in her 30s. She's in her 30s. Like, this crime didn't happen when she was a child. She was in her 20s when it happened. So
figured out a way to monetize and profit off of her mother's murder. She has a Cameo account, a book deal, multiple TV shows. Gypsy is everywhere. And if you ask the internet, they will tell you that Gypsy is rich. It's so much easier to just hide and make it go away. You know what I mean? Do you ever think about that?
I've tried, and I've tried getting offline, deleting my social media. When I first came out of prison, I gained millions of followers on my TikTok and Instagram. Well, in the process of me, going through my parole time, there was just so much harassment on my parole officer that he said, it'd probably be best to, maybe get off of social media. So I deleted my Instagram with like 9 million followers. So I made a new Instagram, quickly gained a lot of followers on that, approaching 1 million now, and I still maintain my 9.3 mil on TikTok. And
now we know damn well she ain't ever tried to take no real break. She'll deactivate that account, but honey, she's coming back before that 30 days is up, and sometimes she don't make it to the 30 days. And she may disappear on one app, but her ass is very active on the other. She don't leave nowhere. She's addicted to social media.
I've had a love-hate relationship with this account.
The burner account.
Deactivated and reactivated. At this point, my followers just know it's part of my behavior. But when at a time where I was not on social media for like a month.
It turns out that deleting your account doesn't really make you anonymous when your face has been on every screen in America. You have a very distinctive voice. You know what I mean? Do you ever get like spotted, or like how do you deal with that?
Oh yeah, I mean, thankfully nobody in person has ever came up to me or my family and been mean in any type of way. In fact, it's the opposite reaction. It's like, oh my God, it's like a selfie. Like, sure. And what's crazy is, and I don't understand it, but a lot of my fans are, 95% is women. 5% are male, and that's even from analytics from my socials.
She brings up the billboard in a minute.
But like teens, some as even young as 10 will stop me at the mall or the grocery store, and I'm kind of like, are you old enough to, like, what is your parents telling you?
That's another thing. So she talks about her analytics and how 95% of her followers are women, and that she knows this because of her analytics. You know what else she knows because of those analytics? What age group of people her content is reaching. It shows you who all is watching, like the ages between such and da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? So she knows that her content is landing on these young people's FYP. And that is the reason I think she did collabs with people like Natalie Reynolds. You know what I'm saying? That's why she wanted to try to collab with, what was her name? Sophie, that girl from the Bop House. That is why she does that, because she knows who's watching. She knows those younger people are watching, so she plays into that shit. And that's why she tries to portray herself as younger.
What?
Ty-Bot, yeah.
But isn't that kind of weird, though? Like,
Sophie
that
Rain,
you
that's
have,
her name.
like,
Yep.
just the fact that you have fans.
Yes.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Thank you.
What are they a fan of?
Thank you,
I'm just saying,
cat.
like, you're not a
Thank
performer, you know what I mean? Like, you're not a singer. Right.
Exactly. And I thought that to myself too. I mean, I've always kind of just been appreciative that they've been nice, but even I don't really understand it, because yes, I can understand, watching my story and feeling, a compassion, but a fandom, I don't get. And maybe it's
Now, she claims she doesn't understand the fandom. She doesn't understand any of it. She don't know why she has fans. Baby, thank you, Jennifer. She plays right into that shit. She has a whole Discord for her Gyp babes. So yeah, all this, I don't understand the fandom. Baby, she knows exactly what she's doing. And in those prison calls, what did she say? I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be famous. Just like Casey Anthony and all those other famous murderers. She knows exactly what she's doing.
It's a social media thing. Oh my goodness, this girl has almost 10 million followers. I don't know. I don't.
I think the answer is a lot simpler. It's just this parasocial relationship, right? You don't know them, but they know
exactly
you.
What it is. It's a parasocial relationship, and Gypsy takes advantage of it. She uses those people to do her dirty work by proxy.
And maybe they are sympathetic to your story, and so it's like you're famous. You know what I mean?
Like, and so infamous, I guess, because I never call myself famous. I don't call myself a celebrity. I call myself well known. If I'm addressing it, I'll say I am well known in the public eye.
Yeah.
Because that's
the lie detector just says that shit is a lie, honey. You've been screaming you're famous since 2016, honey. You've been screaming you're famous and keeping up with your follower count since a year after you committed your murder.
Facts of it, you get the recognition, you get media coverage, you have the following. What is that? You know what I'm saying? You're well known in the public, and with that comes a lot of responsibilities and burdens too.
After the break, anti-Gypsy protesters take to the streets of New Orleans and blast Gypsy and her child.
I'm telling you, you cannot tell me that this podcast isn't set up to defend Gypsy. I don't give a damn. This whole podcast, thank you, Shaz, is set up to defend Gypsy and make these other creators look crazy. That's what I think. Thank you. Of course, we're going to see. This is only the first episode. I don't know when the other one airs. And if somebody said if you have a subscription, thank you, Simia. I don't know if I said that wrong. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but somebody said if you have a subscription to his YouTube, you can watch all of them. Thank you, Bam Bam. Let's see if we can skip through this.
You make your car payment.
No, you can't.
It's time to get something back.
I know. I'm disappointed too, JoJo. I had high hopes. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, man. I had some freaking high hopes that this one was going to be different. Hey. Nobody sub. Do not pay. Yeah, don't pay for this shit. Don't do that. Don't do it. All you're doing is putting money in her pocket. You can't convince me. He may not have paid her for that interview right then, but I'd bet money after these views come in, he's cutting her a check. That's what I think. He just chose to ignore everything. I know he saw the comments. He definitely did. He chose to ignore all of it. I
love Quince because it's really made out of great material. It looks like it's going to last forever.
It's still a commercial.
Perfectly, too.
The Hulu originals, Fury. Raisers GoFundMe to put the anti-Gypsy side oralized a hate campaign.
What happened? Oh, I accidentally hit the button. Sorry, y'all. What is going on?
Okay. Signs. Hate campaign against me and was raising money, fundraisers GoFundMe, to put up billboard signs in my neighborhood, in the city that I live.
Here's a clip of an anti-Gypsy activist putting up wanted-style posters around town.
If you dislike schmurderers, send Tammy a gift. If you are here for some street justice, since the criminal justice system failed us, send Tammy some gifts.
And even after I got off of parole, the day that I got off of parole, I wanted to celebrate with some friends of mine. So we were like, we're going to go to New Orleans, we're going to have a drink, we're going to have a good time. So the anti-side was busy for 2 days straight putting up flyers at all the bars, murderers in town, warning. This is pathetic.
Gypsy don't give a fuck. Gypsy don't give a fuck. Now what? Oh, y'all wasted y'all
Fuck
money.
you guys, because I had a great time in New Orleans.
He had a great time.
Anyway. And then me and my friends are driving. We come across a mobile billboard. And they have a picture of me and my daughter and my partner from when my daughter was born. And I flipped out.
Louisiana mobile billboards, they put minors on billboards.
They put minors
My
on
minor
billboards.
child.
You know, it's so crazy. That group doesn't mind going after anybody else's kids or talking shit about anybody else and their family and all that. But, oh, you come for Gypsy. Oh, it's a minor child. It was your picture that you posted. Like, that. Oh, wait, here, listen to what she says.
Partner from when my daughter was born.
Yeah.
And I flipped out.
Louisiana mobile billboards, they put minors on billboards.
My minor child.
Minor child.
Minor child. Hindsight, I should not have even looked at it. I should have just let it be. But instead, I got out of the car and I went on live stream and I was flipping the haters off and just reacting to it. I'm like, this is my minor child. Like, my minor child should not be up on a billboard, especially when I'm not plastering her on social media.
Where do you think they got the picture from? What do you mean you don't plaster her on social media? She was literally in Gypsy's banner for her YT channel, posted up real fucking big. And then she posts all kind of videos of her, but oh, she'll blur the face. And where did they get that picture for the billboard? From her. From her. Like, they didn't just conjure it up. They got the damn picture from you, girl.
Has now been revealed. And I probably really shouldn't because it's a baby, but everybody's going to see it anyway because it's out there. So here's the picture.
Do y'all realize whose voice that was?
Gypsy Rose's baby's face has now been revealed. And I probably really shouldn't because it's a baby, but everybody's going to see it anyway because it's out there. So here's the picture.
Well, it feels like crossing the line, right? Like, it's one thing.
I'm telling you, he's coming for creators. That's what I think.
One thing to have issues with you, and you've chosen to be public and whatever, blah blah blah. But to like bring a kid, I just feel like, yeah, now you're crossing a line. Gypsy told me that she doesn't have a safe space.
I'm gonna
Not
catch
even
you
her
in a
home.
jar. Hold on, y'all listen.
Every single residence since I've been out of prison
Hold
has
on,
been
buddy. We're gonna get
doxxed
you out
on
of
the
here.
internet. There's currently a video of my house where somebody drove by my house and
Where you
recorded it, and it's like, this is where they live. I'm an average person. I'll go to
Come on, kid,
Walmart.
get in
I'll
there.
go to the grocery store, get what I need,
get
drive
in.
back home, and
Come
not
on,
think
get in.
two
There
things
you go.
about it.
Where'd you go?
Obviously, someone must have followed me to know the street.
Right. That's so scary. These people are obsessed with her, and not in a good way. Her critics say that Gypsy didn't serve enough time, that she got away with murder while the man who actually did the stabbing, Nick Godejohn, is sitting in a Missouri prison serving life without parole. His appeals so far have been unsuccessful. Barring some miracle, Nick will die in prison. And Gypsy is out there living her life. To a lot of people, that math does not add up. I have to say, I'm fascinated by Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She is one of the...
Fascinated. He is fascinated by this murderer, okay? Not... How? How can you be fascinated by somebody like her? Now, her crime, it's very interesting to me. It's very interesting, but as far as her being... No. Thank you, Megan. I don't understand how anybody is like, oh, she's fascinating. She's lovely. No, I don't get it.
Most complicated people I've ever reported on. But I'm not interested in doing another story about a fandom gone wrong. What caught my attention was the evidence. The videos, text messages, documents that have surfaced since the HBO documentary. Things that paint a very different picture of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Fuck you! Go back to your bimbo blonde whore! It is your sexy slave, Demona. I can steal, I can torture, I could kill, just not those people.
Gypsy Rose talking about how she plans to SA her own daughter when she turns 13.
If we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household.
Now, before you go spiral, let me give you some context.
Here we go.
These clips were recorded years ago before Gypsy ever had a daughter.
Here we go. already trying to make excuses for these motherfucking videos. Oh, these were years ago before she had a daughter. It don't fucking matter. I never in a million years before I had kids would I've ever have thought to say something like that. I don't give a damn how somebody, I don't care who offered or what they said or any of that shit. No, that would have never escaped my fucking mouth. Never in a million years. As a grown adult, it would never escape my mouth. And it is crazy the way they try to minimize this by, oh, it was a long time ago. It was years ago. Yeah, no. The blanket video wasn't that long ago. She was spazzing out there. Like, yeah, he's trying to soften the blow. He's trying to downplay it.
What you're hearing is a role-play game that Gypsy and Nick Godejohn played online. In this game, Gypsy played a character named Demona, a vampire slave, and Nick played her master. And in that fictional world, they said some very dark things, violent things, sexual things, things that ripped out of context and posted on TikTok sound like a confession.
Ripped out of context. There is not another video. There is not a text message. There is not an email where Nick Godejohn tells her to do this. There is none of that. This was something she fucking did on her own accord with her free will. This is what she chose to do.
In context, they raise a whole different set of questions about the dynamics between Gypsy and Nick, and who's really in control of that relationship. That's the conversation we are going to have, in detail, not just in this episode. But one thing's for sure, I can't do this series without Gypsy. She's talked about her story plenty, but as far as I know, she has never publicly addressed the Demona videos, the home videos, the text messages, none of it. At least not in front of a reporter until now.
What I tell
Once
you,
I start doing
she's
research,
never discussed any of this in any interview or any da-da-da, but she will here. Gypsy is using this man's mother freaking platform to give her reason for her videos. That's what this is. She is using his platform to go over the evidence. That's what it is. And he's letting her do it. And she's going to be able to say whatever the hell she wants to say, and he's going to let her. He's going to let her.
Sorry, like once I dive into
he's going along with
the hellish waters of your haters.
I got on a shirt, don't worry.
Like, how
I'm not getting
comfortable
naked.
are you with uncomfortable questions and stuff like
But
that?
I am getting hot.
Pretty open. Everybody has always known that I'm a pretty open book.
Remember, you're listening to my
She's an
pre-interview with
open
Gypsy.
book. Girl, be fucking for real.
It's just a get-to-know-you session to see if she was even interested.
All for money,
One,
yeah.
two.
Yeah, he's going to let her come on here and she's going to be able to say whatever the hell she wants to say. Now, remember when Gypsy started that other YouTube page and she said she was going to go over the evidence herself? She posted up one video showing the Facebook stuff, right? And then next thing we know, she caught some backlash from that. People were like, you shouldn't have the password and stuff to that account. That's how you committed your murder. Going through that stuff is like you're reliving the crime. Blase Skippy. So she knew she wasn't going to be able to just go through that evidence and not catch backlash. So what did she do? She got a hold of Andrea Dunlop and her little friend, and they're using his platform to go through all the evidence and let Gypsy say whatever. And he's already started with his downplaying bullshit.
This, because like you said, I think maybe the story is that the people that know you, like in the Gypsyverse, they know about this, and then obviously the haters know about you as well, if not more, because
notice he is calling us haters too. Not just Gypsy, he is calling us creators who clock her lies haters. Who does that sound like? Just like Gypsy?
They won't let it go, right? Like this has been years and years and years, and it seems like every time you make some sort of public opinion or video or appearance, they jump on it.
Interviewing her? This is Javier from the Pretend podcast. This is that episode that not episode, but whatever he was putting out. There's going to be multiple episodes to it. This is the first one. You have to get a subscription to see all the other ones. Don't do that shit. Don't go over there and buy a subscription to this man's stuff. You can already hear that he's just like Gypsy. He's going to downplay shit. He's going to lie to you. He's biased. All that. No.
Outside world has no idea. So, I really do think that that's the story. Your whole childhood was robbed from you, and then now all of a sudden you're an adult and you have to figure out who is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You know what I mean? And do you know who you are at this point?
I'm I'm learning a lot as with every new experience, because I think that's how we grow. It's just like experiencing things. So I think that I've gotten to where I'm comfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to like the uncomfortable questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's anything that I
could find that you haven't seen already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a lie. There's nothing you can find that I hadn't seen already. Well, them damn phone calls sure came out, honey. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Jess.
That's what I figured. But I was thinking, if you're up for it, I'm willing to travel down there for a weekend and maybe hang out for a day and do the interview in person. Would you be game for that?
I'd be down for that.
Next time on Pretend, I fly to Louisiana to meet Gypsy Rose Blanchard in person.
He did interview Audrey. He interviewed a few creators. He interviewed Audrey. He interviewed Morgan Alina. There's a few. He interviewed Into the Weeds podcast, Nancy from the Toll. He interviewed quite a few people. He did. Quite a few creators. But like I just said, you heard what he's calling us. Her haters. So I'm going to tell you right now, this shit already seems very biased to me.
For almost 3 hours, and she answered every single question I threw at her. This is going to be a long one, guys.
She's not in this one. Audrey isn't in this one, but somebody did tell me that she's in episode 2 or 3. One of those, she is on there.
I don't know how many episodes yet, but
Not
get
yet,
ready
I haven't.
because
Thank you,
I
Hairspray.
conducted dozens of interviews. And we are also going to cover a recent discovery about Gypsy's health that puts everything in question. That's next time on Pretend.
Okay, so that's the end. Gosh damn, he got a 5-minute long ad. Hold on.
Between Gypsy and her dad, Rod Blanchard, strategizing on how to make the biggest splash with her murder case.
If I do any other television appearances, that they're going to throw the HBO documentary off the table. So I'm like, I got to wait till that comes out first, then I can do other stuff.
Thank you,
Right, definitely.
Yeah. And right now,
this is one of the prison calls, so he definitely knows about them.
HBO one's a big one.
yeah, and there's an article that had came
that's
out
not her dad.
on BuzzFeed.com.
It's Nick or something.
And it tells my whole life story from
This
beginning.
is not her dad. I'm pretty sure this is the Rachel Garlick hooked her up with a guy named Nick, and I'm pretty sure that's him who's talking.
Till now. And it reached 6 million
Nick
people.
or Robert, one of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I felt a lot of people freaking me out. When you said that I was famous, I didn't think that I really was. But now I'm reconsidering that.
Yeah, that's wow.
Get a GoDaddy domain for
That's the end, I think. Hold on.
your business with a name from the daddy of domains.
Damn ads. So yeah, he has the calls. He has those phone calls.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So you're
really?
You're gonna be famous, right?
I know. And then the lady that did the article said that there's been movie people that approached her and people for books and stuff wanting to do my story. So I can get royalty from there. I can get money from a book and a movie with actors, just not the documentary. So I'm like, whenever I get out, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be driving a Mercedes-Benz, and I'm going to have my own home.
Hold on, what?
Slowly releasing one call at a time.
No.
It's a daily trickle. And some of these calls are explosive. Most of them are gossipy, but some of them give you this unfiltered view into Gypsy's mind and how she talks about the case when a reporter's not
Laughs
looking.
about it.
Now, I've written the Missouri Department of Corrections asking them about the legalities of releasing such calls. After all,
Now, if that don't fucking further show you that this mofo right here is all about Gypsy, we heard Wade Wilson's phone calls, we heard Casey Anthony's phone calls, and saw her video visits. We heard Mackenzie Sharilla's phone calls, but he said he just texted Missouri Missouri Corrections, thank you, to make sure that these are legal, they're legal to be out. Now, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Because he's with Gypsy. He's one of her fucking friends. This whole damn thing is to spin a new narrative for Gypsy, to continue to push her bullshit. That's what this is. It's on YT. It's on YT, the Pretend podcast. But yeah.
To Gypsy's mind and how she talks about the case when a reporter's not looking. Now, I've written the Missouri Department of Corrections asking them about the legalities of releasing such calls. After all, I've tried to obtain prison calls in the past for this show, and while these calls aren't meant to be private, they're not generally available for public record unless they're part of a court.
Again, like I said, we have heard so many people's prison calls, but for some fucking reason, they think Gypsy Blanchard is above this. They think Ryan Anderson is above this. Gypsy is a convicted murderer. She is no different than Casey Anthony just because Casey got away with it. She's no different than damn Mackenzie Sharilla. They are one and the damn same. And that pissed me off. That really made me mad.
Case. And these calls were recorded largely after Gypsy's plea deal. So here's what I'm going to do. Because these prison calls were released after my first 3 episodes were finished, I will include relevant snippets of these calls at the end of the first 3 episodes. And I will weave some of these calls in throughout episode 4 and beyond. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to play anything embarrassing for the sake of embarrassing Gypsy. Some of these calls include sexual content that was not meant to be shared.
Oh, he's above us,
And I know,
honey. He's not going to do that.
They knew that these calls were being recorded, so how could they be so stupid? I don't get it either.
How could they be so stupid? Now, this was a 37-minute podcast. He is putting out multiple episodes. Baby, he is dragging this out. He's trying to milk this for everything. You can't tell me Gypsy ain't getting paid from this one. I won't believe you. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And yeah, it is a joke. It is a joke. The fact that man messaged the corrections to ask if it was legal for these phone calls to be out when they've given them to multiple people now. And like I said, somehow they believe that Gypsy is above these other murderers. That, oh, you know, it's Gypsy Rose. She shouldn't be able to have, people shouldn't be able to get her phone calls. But we can listen to Wade Wilson's, Mackenzie Sharilla's, O.J. Simpson, you name it, and it's fine. Dude. But that shit right there just shows that they think that Gypsy is above these other people. They think Gypsy is above these other people who have committed the same crime. April, I had high hopes. I really did have high hopes for this podcast when I found out that they were interviewing, you know, other creators who have been digging into this case for over a year now. You know, I had high hopes, but then I saw the title of all the things to call this, but he called it the Gypsy Rose Obsession. That right there spoke volumes to me. That right there let me know that he isn't for the creators. He's not for the creators. And like I said, in that recording, what does he call us? Haters. He calls us haters, just like Gypsy Rose does. That says all I need to hear. I'm about to hop off here. I've got some stuff I've got to go get done today. Like I said, my son just got back in town yesterday, and I haven't been school shopping for him yet because, oh, thank you, Shaz. That was so pretty. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I'm going to sit here till we get to 100K. Let's do that first because we're only like 5K away. But my son got home yesterday, and I've got school stuff I've got to go do, you know, because I didn't want to go shopping without him. But yeah. Hating because you didn't take your mama's life. Yeah, we're haters because we call her out on her lies. We call her out on her lies, and that makes us haters. But it says a lot that he called us that too. So, but he is interviewing her. What does that make him? Obsessed, just like us, you know? I don't want to give morbid a view. Does anyone know what he's saying? Yeah, I don't want to go over there and see either. I heard that what's his name? Javier was over there on Morbid's Live. But like I said, that just further proves I just rescued that damn thing, got him out of here, and he came back. But I like I said earlier, it's too many connections. He's over there hanging with Morbid. He's friends with Andrea Dunlop. No, this is for her. This is so she can use somebody's platform to explain away her crime, explain away the FOIAs. And all we're going to hear, I bet money on it, is her blaming it on Nick. You know, he's already made an excuse for her making the video offering her child. This was years ago. It don't fucking matter. Some things you don't say and come back from. That's my opinion. There's some things you can't say or do and come back from. And that's fucking one of them. Where can we hear it and what time? Are you talking about the podcast? It's over on YT. It is the Pretend Podcast. Like I said, it's only one episode. It's only one episode. Yeah, she was grown. She was a grown-ass woman in her 20s. Can Christy get into any trouble for putting money aside for Gypsy? I don't know. I don't think she can, though. In Ireland, what time? It is 9:45 here. The podcast is already up. You can go watch it now. Is he going to put Audrey's interview on there? From my understanding, it's in episode 2 or 3. I can't remember which one. Everyone used YouTube.com to watch the podcast. Between born and 13 years old, there were 13 years. That's what I said. Well, not only that, Gypsy Rose lived in Louisiana until she was 14. Until she was 14, she was around Rod. She was around Christy, Mia, Dylan, her grandpa Claude, her grandma Laura, her cousins. She talks about staying the night with her cousins. So you're going to try to tell me for those fucking 14 years, nobody was like, happy 13th birthday, Gypsy. Happy 10th birthday. Like, be for real. No fucking way she didn't know her age. That's crazy. And the only way that she wouldn't have known her age was if the people around her were also lying. If Christy, Rod, and all them were in on it. I think she could get in trouble for putting money aside. She might be able to. I'm just not sure of it. I'm not sure. We are at 109. Thank you, Tabitha. 109K. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get in this house, get me something to eat, and get on the ball. I will try to hop back on a little later. They all knew, even Mia. I don't know how much Mia knew because, you know, Mia is almost 10 years younger than Gypsy. So when Gypsy was being arrested at 23, Mia was like 13 going on 14. And you got to think, she's going to believe as a 13, 14-year-old, thank you, Tabitha, she's going to believe whatever her parents are telling her. I mean, what sibling is going to be like, oh, yeah, my sister maliciously killed her mom? Like, that's going to be hard for any kid to believe. Now, do I think since Gypsy got out, Mia realized who and what Gypsy Rose really is? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Mia definitely realized who her sister was, and I think that's why we didn't see them do content together. We didn't see Mia around a lot, and I think it probably played a part in why Mia went ahead and moved her ass to Florida. Put distance between them. I think that played a part in it. But anyway, happy mother freaking Tuesday. Y'all got this. You're doing a good job. I'm like sweating like a whore in church. I'm going to get in here and cool off. Have a wonderful day. If nobody's told you, you got this. School starts back this week. All you mommies and daddies out there, you got this. You're going to do a great job. They're going to have a good school year. Keep your head up and keep it pushing. You know what it is. Gypsy Rose did that shit. She